There's a reason people move to Laguna Beach and never want to leave. And honestly, it's not the beaches, it's not the weather, and it's not even just the beauty. There's something deeper that happens here. Something emotional, something that changes the way people live, the way they slow down, the way they experience everyday life. And today I want to talk about that, not from a real estate perspective, but from a human perspective. Because Laguna Beach is one of those rare places that people do not just move to, they connect to. Hi, I'm Clara Blanc with Anvil Real Estate. I help people find not just homes, but the right lifestyle fit here in Laguna Beach and the surrounding coastal communities. And this video is a little different because today is not really about homes or pricing. It's about why Laguna Beach affects people the way it does. Why people come here for a weekend and spend years trying to figure out how to stay. Why people move away and they still think about coming back. And why, for so many people, Laguna becomes more than just a place to live. It becomes a part of who they are. And one of the things people notice about Laguna Beach is the pace. Everything feels a little bit slower here. Not lazy, not disconnected, just more intentional. People walk more slowly, they linger over coffee, they stop to look at the ocean, and they actually notice the sunsets, all the different colors in the sky, how it glistens against the water. And I know that sounds so simple, but it changes something because most people spend so much of their lives rushing through traffic, rushing through conversations, rushing through meals, and then they come to Laguna and something starts to soften. There's a rhythm here that reminds people they do not have to live in constant urgency. And once people experience that, it becomes very difficult to let go of it. Another reason people fall so deeply in love with Laguna Beach is because beauty becomes a part of everyday life. And that sounds obvious at first. Of course, Laguna Beach is beautiful. But I think what surprises people is what constant beauty actually does to you emotionally, to your mind, to your nervous system. When your morning walk includes ocean air, when your drive home includes coastline views, when your evenings include sunsets almost every night. You begin experiencing life differently. You breathe differently. You think differently. You become more present. And I really believe environments shape people more than they even realize. Laguna constantly reminds people to pause, to look up, to take in a moment instead of rushing through it, and being present. And over time, that becomes part of who they are. I also think and believe Laguna Beach gives people something emotionally that many of them have not felt in a long time: space to exhale. People arrive here carrying stress, burnout, pressure, noise from years of busy living, and something about this place creates an emotional reset. It could be the ocean, it could be nature, it could be the slower pace. It could be the sense of perspective that comes from being surrounded by something bigger than yourself. But whatever it is, people feel it. And many people do not realize how much tension they have been carrying until they experience what it feels like to finally be able to relax, let down your shoulders. Not every vacation you can relax. Not vacation relax, real relax. The kind where your nervous system actually settles. And once people reconnect to that feeling, they stop protecting it. That is part of why they stay. Another thing people love about Laguna is the sense of community. And that may sound surprising because Laguna is also a world-famous destination. But underneath all of that, there is a very real local culture here. People recognize each other, they support local businesses, they have their favorite coffee shops, favorite walking routes, favorite beaches, and there is a familiarity to life here that feels very grounding. And for many people, especially people coming from larger cities or more disconnected environments, that feeling becomes incredibly meaningful. You stop feeling anonymous, you start feeling connected to your surroundings, and I think that creates a sense of belonging that people deeply crave. Something else that changes here is how people use their time. Life becomes more outdoors oriented, people walk more, hike more, sit outside more, exercise outside more. Even simple things like grabbing coffee or meeting a friend often happens outside. There's a lot of patio living experiences, and I think that matters more than we sometimes acknowledge, because when your environment invites you outside, you naturally become more engaged with life itself. You are not just moving between boxes all day, you are interacting with your surroundings, and over time, that changes your energy, it changes your mood, and it changes your lifestyle. Real quick, if Laguna Beach has been on your heart and you're trying to figure out your next step, you don't have to do it alone. I help people make thoughtful moves that fit their life, not just the numbers. If you want support, call or text me at 949-998-4866 or go to clarablunt.com, or you can email me at clara@anvilreinc.com. Now let's get back to it. There's something I notice all the time with clients. Once people spend enough time in Laguna Beach, their priorities begin to shift. People who once wanted the biggest possible home start valuing location and experience more. People who thought square footage mattered most start to realize that they would rather have a smaller home near the ocean. People simplify, not because they are settling, but because they realize they need less to feel fulfilled. I think that is one of the most beautiful things about Laguna and what it has to offer. It helps people reconnect to actually what really matters to them. Now, with all of that said, Laguna Beach is not perfect. There is traffic. Parking can be challenging. Homes are expensive. Some streets are crowded during the summer. Certain homes have quirks and limitations. And if someone is looking for maximum convenience and predictability, Laguna may not feel easy all the time. But that is what is fascinating. People stay anyway, because the emotional return often weighs out the inconveniences. And with time, you don't even notice the subtle inconveniences. People are willing to deal with the trade-offs because of how this place makes them feel. And I think that says a lot. I also think Laguna becomes deeply personal for people. It stops being just a city. It starts becoming part of their identity. People remember specific sunsets. They remember specific beaches, experiences, specific seasons of life connected to the places. And when that emotional connection forms, it is incredibly powerful. That is why many people who live in Laguna eventually dream about coming back if they were ever to leave, because certain places imprint themselves on you emotionally. And Laguna Beach is absolutely one of those places. At its core, I think Laguna Beach changes people because it changes how they experience ordinary life. Simple moments become more meaningful. Morning coffee feels different. An evening walk feels different. A random Tuesday feels different. And I know that may sound dramatic, but if you have spent enough time here, you would probably understand exactly what I mean. Because the quality of our lives is often built from very small moments, repeated consistently, and Laguna has a way of elevating those moments and making them real. I think Laguna Beach is especially meaningful for people who are entering a new chapter. It's very exciting. People who are reevaluating priorities, people who want life to feel more intentional, people who are tired of constant noise and pressure, people who value beauty, wellness, creativity, and connection. For those people, Laguna can feel incredibly aligned, not because it is perfect, but because it supports a different way of living. At the end of the day, people do not stay in Laguna Beach because it is the easiest place to live. They stay because how it makes them feel. Because somewhere along the way, this place stops feeling like a destination and it starts feeling like home. And once that connection happens, it is very difficult to replace. If you are thinking about moving to Laguna, or even just wondering whether this lifestyle might be right for you, I would truly love to help guide you. You can reach me at clara@anvilreinc.com, 949-998-4866. I'm Clara Blanc with Anvil Real Estate, and I look forward to helping you find the place that feels right.